Welcome to Section 5 of the eRecruit Recruiter Focus Training. In this section, we're going to focus on tags. A tag is a way to label your records within eRecruit so that you can easily find them in the future. As you've seen on the candidate, position, contact, and company records, there are a number of different fields you can use to identify your information. But a tag is a way that you could create your own identifier so that you could find this information very easily. And that's basically creating your own database within the eRecruit system. So as I mentioned, a tag can be added to a position, a candidate, a contact, or a company. Existing tags, if I click, put my cursor over the little tag icon here and give it a click, you'll see that we have some existing tags in here already. You're going to have the ability to create whichever tags work best for you. So if you wanted to create a tag, you can either go to any of the records here. If we go to, let's say, the Java developer position, for example, and we go to the position tab, each one of these different items has a section in this tab talking about tags. In this case, we do not have a tag defined for the Java developer position, but I could come over here and click on the Edit button, and I could add a tag to this position. If I wanted to add an existing tag, I could go ahead and click on the box here, and you'll be able to see that there are two tags are now created that can be assigned to a position. But if I click off of it and go ahead and click on Create New Tag, I can go ahead and create my own. So let's just say that this position was just given to us, and the company that we're working with gives us an exclusive for the first 48 hours. So we're going to give them a discount. They give us a head start over any other recruiting companies they might be working with. So we might want to label this one as an exclusive for the first 48 hours. And we can go ahead and add this tag. Now you can choose what color you'd like this tag to appear. So maybe we'll put it in kind of the red family here. It was a little purple, but and then you can choose whether your text is going to be white, black, or what have you. You can determine those items. In this case, position is selected, but the great thing about tags is if you wanted to make a tag that also could be applied to a candidate or a company, any of these other items here, you could go ahead and click on these boxes, and those tags could be used for multiple purposes. You can see that we also have an expiration date on here. Now, this particular tag would benefit from an expiration date because you can see we've said we've got the exclusive for the first 48 hours. If I go ahead and click that box, I can say that this tag is going to expire after 2 days. So we can add a description here to this tag if we want. And since we are making this is a personal tag, but if you wanted to share the tag with other users, you could go ahead and click on the Add User box and then select different names from that list and decide who else could potentially use this tag. I'm going to go ahead and click on Save. And now you're going to see that our Java developer position has been, let me go ahead and grab it. If I click on Save here, our Java developer position has been identified with this tag exclusive for the first 48 hours. Now, since we only have this exclusive for 2 days, we probably want to work fairly quickly to try to identify clients or candidates for this particular position. So if I go over to my eRecruit menu, and as we've learned in previous clips of these trainings, I can go ahead and I can search my candidates here. So why don't we do a search for Java developers that are currently available? So when the screen comes up, I'm going to add the text of Java developer, and we're going to choose the status of available. Okay, so our default is checking all of those items. I'm going to go ahead and uncheck them and just go in and check on available. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and run this search. So this search returned 19 different items. So you can see we have 19 people here who are in our system as candidates that are Java developers that are currently a status of available. Now, if I pulled up this search and maybe it's a really busy day, I went ahead and I pulled up this search and I start going through this list, but realize there's a lot of stuff going on, so I might not be able to call these folks right away, I could use my tags again. maybe I've sorted through this list and I've decided that just about all of them would be good candidates for this job, with the exception of maybe Dan Duke and maybe Dan Duke. We want to uncheck Dan, and Brigitte is also, for some reason, that we know in the past, they might not be good candidates for this position. I have selected 17 of those folks. I could now come over here and click on Manage Tags. And when I do so, I can mass manage these folks. I could come in here and either create a new tag, or I could use one of the ones that I already have. In this case, I might want to create yet another new one. And we can call this, again, we're just creating it for ourselves, so we can call this Java Developers. And we could even give it the name of the company. In this case, it's Walgreens. And label these folks. We can give them another color. Make it black text. And again, we can say that this also expires after 2 days. So anytime we give these folks this tag, I'll go ahead and save that, and we'll add it on to our people here and go ahead and apply it. If you had to leave this search because the day got busy, you could always come back and do another search, just searching on that tag field, to be able to pull up these 17 folks again and potentially go through that list to try and fill this position. In order to see that tag, I probably have to come up here to the top and go ahead and click on my columns and scroll down to the bottom here and find my tags. When I go ahead and do so and I refresh my search, and I lost my column. When I refresh my search and go ahead and grab my tags, I would definitely want to save this as a view that I like to see. You'll be able to see everybody who has this tag, and you'd be able to come back and find that at any point. Because the tags are a column that have this pencil in them, I would be able to double click on any of these items here and potentially delete this tag. If I've already talked to Shonda and maybe Shonda isn't the right person for this, I can easily go in here and go ahead and save it. If I refresh my search results again, this tag would go away and Shonda would no longer be part of this tag list of people. Okay, so again, if I go back over to the eRecruit menu and click on search, and we just search for that tag, you can come right here and we can grab it and go ahead and click on search. The only candidates that are going to be returned are now those 16 that had that tag. So remember that tags are there because they can certainly help you to sort out your people a little bit more than you currently can with just the fields that are on either your candidate, contact, position, or company fields. So this concludes the training for Section 5. Why don't you go and take a few minutes to complete the exercises for this section in your training manual? Thank you.